Good morning.
Good morning.
We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You're knowing what you're wanting. It moves about a bit, yes. You are appreciating the contrast of your time and place. Really. We hear your words, but often what you are emanating with your true perspective is a bit different from that. So often you think you would like to do away with a portion of the contrast, at least, the part you don't like the most. But when you made the decision to come forth into these wonderful bodies, here on this leading edge of creation, truly, not fixing things, not fixing a broken world, but creating beyond what is. When you made the decision to come forth, you knew the value of the variety, the contrast. You knew it would sharpen your perspective. And you knew how valuable a sharpening of your perspective is, because you knew then, prior to your emergence into this body, that you are creator. And you knew that as you sifted through the data and came to your personal unique preferences, that would matter. Further, you knew that when the source energy part of you that's here in this physical body has that experience where you come to a new decision, a new preference, a new desire, a new decision about something, a new, even, wouldn't it be a little nicer if-er? Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't that be a little better than this? You knew that as you came to those conclusions, you, powerful and important you knew that when that happened, that source would take it seriously, that the larger part of you would literally ride that rocket of desire, so to speak. But before that makes sense to you, you have to understand that you're not just here in this physical body. You are a source energy being. You are a source energy being who has come forth in part into this body, but the larger part of you still exists. The larger part of you still remains non-physically focused. The largest part of you, that evolving, expanding part. Oh, we know you're expanding here too. You are moving through time and you are becoming, you know. You can feel that you are becoming clearer and surer. You can feel that your stability increases. You can feel that your personal preferences are serving you. We know you can, and we want that for you. But we want you to try to get a sense in the time that we are together today of this greater part of you, this greater part of you that is expanding as a result of you. And so often our physical friends don't get that. They think, oh, it's physical or non-physical, it's dead or alive. And we say, there is no dead, it's alive and alive, but there's the non-physical perspective of you, that pure positive energy part, that part that doesn't go to the depths of despair with you when you do, that part that doesn't even deviate a little bit when you find something negative to push against, that part of you that takes the best of every decision that you make. When you know you don't want something, you know at many levels of your being what you would prefer. And do you know it is exactly proportionate the degree to which you don't want something, and exactly proportionate do want is born within you? We've written a book a while ago and given it the best title that has ever been given to a book any time. Ask and it is given. And the reason the title is so wonderful is because it explains the whole story in the title. The title that we first chose was a bit too long, they said. It went like this. So I am source energy. I've been there. I'm an eternal being. And a portion of that which is a source energy part of me is then reflected or extended into this time-space reality, into the personality that is known as me. And then I bang around in my human personality. I know what I don't want. I know what I do want. And I give birth to all kinds of rockets of desires. And as those rockets of desires emanate from me, the source within me rides that rocket of desire and takes that which is further. And all I have to do in my human form is then relax and allow myself to be a vibrational match to what I've given birth to, and then it is. But the publisher said it was too long. And ask and it is given serves us just fine, because it says it all for you. When you ask, when your life, When someone you're living with, or something you're watching, or something you're hearing about, something that you are having an experience of, or even hearing of someone else having an experience of, when you are perceiving something and a preference is born within you, in the moment that that preference is born, the larger part of you doesn't just give it to you. The larger part of you gives undivided attention to that newly expanded version of life that you have carved out in your unique, important perspective. Do you get that? Isn't it lovely that Source knows that you ought to know? And isn't it nice that every point of consciousness, which includes you, as well as the one-celled amoeba in the ocean, isn't it not, and every cell in your body, isn't it not, and everyone else, and isn't it nice that every perspective is not only understood, but honored in the way that when a point of consciousness out here on the leading edge discerns a preference of what would be better, Source says and knows you should know. In fact, no one would know better than you out here on the leading edge what would be better for you. And when you think about it, if Source is responding to all requests in that way, there's no shortage of resources. There's no taking it away from one and giving it to another. In other words, the resources of Source are proportionate to the resources of your desire, which are dependent upon the contrast that you're willing to explore. So that contrast that so often you think you could do just as well without is really the stuff that puts the eternalness in eternity. It's there for all of us. And from our non-physical perspective, we want to speak to you in a way that you can hear it today, of our appreciation of your willingness to play out here on this leading edge and provide for all that is this newly expanded idea of what is wanted. We are thrilled to gather together in a forum like this, because today we will take thought beyond that which it has been before. The combination of that which you are and the non-physical energy that you bring with you and that which we are together, we will chew ourselves into a new dynamic understanding on many fronts. And today, all that is will expand as a result of this collaboration. And that is exactly the way you felt about coming forth into your physical body to begin with. You knew then your value. You understood perfectly your worthiness. And you knew your purpose too. You knew that the basis of your human experience, as is all experience, would be utter and absolute freedom. You are so free, you can choose bondage. And there are some that question that as they feel a little less free, or as they look at others who clearly do not appear to be being free in the moment. And we say, you do not choose your freedom or your bondage only with your words. You choose it with your vibration. What you give your attention to activates a vibration within you. And that vibration is an asking, because that vibration causes law of attraction to respond to it. So when you beat the drum of not being free, freedom cannot be there for you. And it's such an interesting thing. You beat the drum of not enough freedom, and in the beating of that contrasting drum, you send out more of a rocket of desire requesting more freedom. And Source immediately becomes vibrationally attuned to that request for more freedom. And circumstances and events are immediately arranged for the providing of it for you in full manifestational form. But if you, like so many, continue to beat the drum of not enough freedom, then you deprive yourself by holding yourself in vibrational alignment with what is not wanted, rather than allowing yourself to go where the larger part of you immediately went, to what you do want. Are you getting the sense that it's possible for you to split yourself from who you are? And in fact, every time, no exceptions, that you are feeling any negative emotion of any kind, no exceptions, there is some sort of splitting of you going on, because the larger part of you is pure positive energy. The larger part of you, the Source part of you, is looking at what you are asking for, is holding vibrational alignment with the expanded version of you. And when you don't feel good. And when you do, you feel wonderful. So your emotions are your indicator of your vibrational alignment or not, of your allowing yourself to be a match to who you are, or of your resistance somehow in keeping yourself apart from who you are. Esther will say occasionally, "Oh, come on, Abraham. You got to give me this one. Come over here with me and complain about this just a little bit. I would feel ever so much better." She can't even get Jerry to go there very often. Sometimes she wears him down and drags him over there. But he does not stay long, and well, he shouldn't, and we never go there. In other words, when you beat the drum of what you do not want, you don't mean to, but you activate the vibration of what you don't want. And when you activate the vibration of what you don't want, not enough money, 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 never enough, there's never enough, there's never enough, there's never enough, never enough, really not fair, 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 really not fair. That rich bugger over there's got too much, that rich butcher over there's got too much. Probably deals drugs, probably deals drugs, probably deals drugs. As you beat the drum of what you do not want, you hold yourself vibrationally apart from what you do want, because as you well know, you cannot set your radio dial on one frequency and receive what's being broadcast on another. Your transmitter and receiver frequencies have to match up. So when you've launched desires, and you can only launch them for yourself, you know, when you have lived your personal life and you have asked for more, and life will cause you to ask for more, you can't stop asking for more. Life just causes you to ask for more. Life just causes you to ask. It's the way it is all set up. You knew it when you came. You knew that you would be a decipherer of life and an asker for the new and improved version of it. You knew that step one of the creative process would come forth automatically from you. You knew that life would cause you to personally discern and ask. Step one, ask. You also knew, before you came forth into this physical body, that when you ask, that the source would answer. You knew that when you ask, it is given. And as we have just explained to you, and maybe you're hearing it clearly, and maybe you will more even by the end of the day, when you ask, Source not only answers what you're asking for, not only arranges circumstances and events, Source literally becomes the vibrational equivalent of what you've asked for, with every amended detail that you throw into it. You don't realize it, but you are creating the most amazing vibrational vortex. We call it your vibrational escrow. It's there, put there by you, tended to by the larger part of you, held for you in escrow until you become, in your human form, a vibrational match to it. And when you do, manifestation occurs. So step one is you ask, step two is we answer, step three is you must be a vibrational match to what you're asking for. And when you are, you begin to see the evidence. When you're close to it, you begin to see the evidence. When you are close to it, you begin to feel hopeful. When you're really close to it, you begin to feel more interested, more passionate, more thrilling feelings move through you. When you are upon the brink of it, you can hardly breathe with enthusiasm for it, and wild horses could not keep you from the impulses within you. In other words, when you get tuned to the frequency that is really close to who you are, all things move forward. And if you're not, you feel the resistance of that. So your emotions are your indicators, your magnificent indicators of what you're doing vibrationally. They are your indicators of the mix of vibration between you and who you're allowing yourself to be. You knew when you came forth that there'd be plenty to think about, and you knew that you would ask, but you did not one of you said, I'll go forth and I'll move through the contrast, and I'll find what I don't want, and I will be a martyr. I will hold myself in such vibrational discord for so long about what I want that I will send out endless rockets of desires that will serve generations to come. Not one of you said that. You said, life will cause me to ask. I'll turn my undivided attention to what I've asked for. I will find the feeling place of what I'm asking for. And the law of attraction will yield to me the equivalent of what I'm asking for. So, have you been hearing a bit about law of attraction lately? Many are hearing about it, and they are understanding that you get what you think about. We want to say that this is an inclusion-based universe because it's based on attraction, which means when you say yes to something, you include it in your vibration. It's like saying, come to me, this thing I want.